Wendy Choo's gimmick has been a very controversial topic ever since she feuded with Mandy Rose for the NXT Women's Championship at NXT TakeOver in Your House earlier this year. And the controversy that's surrounding her gimmick is that her gimmick is terrible, it's not women's championship material, and that she just needs to go ahead, pack it up, and either be released, get retired, stay in catering, or just come back with something new. Now, usually when wrestlers debut a gimmick that's like fun and loving in the NXT brand, you would think it would get over. It happened with Bayley when she was the hugger, and she naturally got over with the fans. She could wrestle too, and she just had a natural connection with the NXT crowd, and that's how she became so over. Is Wendy a terrible babyface? No, she's actually a very good babyface. But Wendy Choo lacks that natural connection that Bayley had with the WWE Universe, I feel like. I feel like NXT 2.0, ever since it rebranded from the NXT 2.0 Black and Gold brand, that the NXT 2.0 staff and creative team are trying really hard to model themselves after NXT Black and Gold, but make it their own way. And one of those ways they're trying to model is to get that top babyface that the NXT crowd naturally connected with. You know what I mean? Like Bayley, she was a natural babyface, right? She was the top babyface in the women's division. She had this natural connection with the fans. Not everybody, but most fans loved her. Most fans loved Bayley. You would hear chants, "Hey, we want some Bayley." And she had the wacky inflatable thingies, and she had the hugger gimmick. She had a bop of a theme song. Turn it up, stream it on Spotify and Apple Music, Musi, and YouTube Music, whatever you listen music on. Stream it. It's a really good theme song. And she had a really good gimmick in NXT. When she came to the main roster, it's a different story. But in NXT, the hugger gimmick was really, really good. She was really good. She could wrestle really good. She was putting up really good matches with the likes of Sasha Banks, Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch. She gave Summer Rae some really good matches as well. Alexa Bliss as well. She gave Carmella a really good match. They have some really good underrated chemistry. I can't even say Bayley cared. I have to. Anyway. She proved why she was a top star and why she was, because she was a 4 Horsewoman member. But she in NXT, she really proved why she was, 4 Horsewomen material. Yeah. So with that being said, I feel like NXT 2.0 specifically is trying to find a new Bayley. And they're trying to get this baby face that the fans can naturally connect with so they can have, build them off of that, making them the next Bayley and then making them into another star to be used and to be a potential women's champion and to accomplish other big things. At first, I feel like they tried it with Cora Jade. No. I'll even go deeper. I feel like at first they were trying to do the whole next Bayley with Zoe Stark. I feel like Zoe Stark, they teamed her up with Io Shirai. That she was in matches, she was on a winning streak, she had the whole, wrestling, I loved it so much, this is my passion. Zoe Stark, she's really good in the ring, and so they tried making her the next Bayley, but Zoe lacks a lot of things. She's very good in the ring, she has passion for this, but she has no character. She's boring and generic. She's like Josie Jane off of WWE 2K20 in My Career Mode. That's what she reminds me of. So Zoe Stark didn't work. They tried teaming Zoe with Io Shirai, who's a top NXT star. Gave her an NXT tag team reign with Io Shirai, a very long reign. And she was defending it with Io constantly. And they had a stipulation match, a ladder match, all that stuff. And she just wasn't connecting with the fans. And so Zoe got injured and said, they were like, okay, let's try with somebody else. And so Cora Jade became a fan favorite by the WWE Universe. Cora seemed like she had more, personality compared to Zoe. She was an AJ Lee. She is an AJ Lee fangirl. She loves wrestling. She went to Twitter. She defended the black community against racism and all that stuff, saying Black Lives Matter. All the beautiful things that white spicy queen can do. And she even, read Darby Allin, is that his name? Darby Allen to filth. To the point where he deleted his tweets And so everybody thought, okay, she has, you know, the personality. She seems cool. She was an AJ Lee fangirl. And y'all know, like, you know, the wrestling fanboys love them some AJ Lee. I love me some AJ Lee. She seemed like she had more potential and more charismatic character, like charisma, not charismatic, charisma, compared to Zoe Stark. And she had a gimmick. She was like a skater girl, like the local skater girl. Like, who's that? Oh, that's Cora. We know her. That's Cora from down the block. Okay, that's Cora. We know who Cora is. So, you know, she had that, right? She was supposed to be like the next babyface. And then, you know, we see her in the ring, and it's just like, you know, there was like her first couple matches, it was like, you know, it was good, it was cute. And then like when she got the big push, you know, she was starting to compete against, like, at first she was competing against like the newbies, the newer girls just like her who just got signed, like Amari Miller and Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. And so, you know, she was kind of, you know, having the standard for the matches weren't as high. It was just like, okay, she did pretty good her first couple of matches. Then she competed against the, you know, more established stars like Mandy Rose, Dakota Kai, Raquel. Did she compete against Dakota Kai? I don't remember. Raquel Gonzalez. And, you know, when you look at it, and you look at the matches, it was just like, ooh, okay. You know, it's a developmental brand. And again, the standards aren't as high as the main rosters, but compared to like the matches she had before with the newbies and all that stuff, now you're competing against more established stars. So the standard is a bit higher. And her ring ability was not the best. And then what I like to call the rookiness in Cora, it started to show. And when once we were unblinded from, you know, the glitz and the glamour, like, oh, that's Cora from the block, and we kind of saw where she was lacking, it was like, oh, girl, OMG. It was like, you know, this is a developmental brand, so it's no shame in that, but Cora just is not ready. And so it seems like NXT kind of backtracked off of Cora a little bit. They took some time off of her so she could develop and find herself. And so they put her in the tag team scene so she can kind of find herself with the established stars, with Raquel Gonzalez and Roxanne Perez. And, like, you know, find herself a bit. She recently turned heel, so maybe they're going to try again with her. But this time she's not going to be babyface. They're like, maybe you just need to be heel because babyface isn't working for you. I'll cover more about Cora Jade in another video. But y'all, I hope y'all get what I'm talking about. And so now it seems like NXT, and after Cora, now it seems Wendy Choo comes into the mix. And they're like, okay, Wendy, we need you to try to be like the big babyface, the next babyface, get over with the crowd. And so Wendy has what Bayley had, a childish but fun gimmick. And when Wendy first debuted this gimmick, when she first came up, she was in a tag team match, I think with Kaden and Casey or Amari. I don't remember who it was. And she came in and she had a onesie and her pajamas and her slippers. And she had the little like nightcap that my grandma has at the side of her bed when she's like, you know, she's in her rocking chair watching the news and she wants to drink her coffee or her sweet tea or her lemonade or her water. And I was just like, what the hell is this? Like, what is this? And she came in the ring. She was doing a cartwheel. It was actually a really good cartwheel. And it was just like, she wasn't really in the ring long enough to be like, she's mid in the ring. Like, she needs this, she needs that. I was just confused. I'm just like, what is this? But I like the idea. I was like, okay, you like thinking outside the box. I can respect that. And you're a PLC. Hold on a minute. That Asian girl magic is coming in. It's coming on through. So Wendy started getting more in-ring time. She had a match against Amari Miller. And it was a cute match. I think Amari kind of stood out more in the match, but I feel like Wendy had more of the personality. Like, Wendy was more so with the personality and the character work, while Amari was really with the wrestling. So they kind of really benefited well off of each other, if that makes sense. Like, I guess chemistry. And then she had a match with Tiffany Stratton, I think. I don't remember that match. I remember the recent one they had, but the one before, I don't remember that one. So after that little mishap, she teamed up with Dakota Kai in the NXT Krusty Krab Cup, that one. And she was Dakota Kai's tag team partner. And Dakota Kai, she's really good in the ring. She's more of an established star. So they were like, okay, Wendy, kind of like with Cora. You teamed up with, like, you know, you had your first couple of matches. They were cute. You did pretty good. You know, you seem like you got potential. Let's see what you can do with these established stars, okay? So she goes and fights with Dakota against, I think, Indy Hartwell and Persia. And I'm just going to be honest. I feel like when it came to Wendy, it was like Dakota was just like, ooh. And Wendy was like, ooh. But it was like, you know, you're improving. Like, you know, you just kind of started. And Wendy, like, she's wrestled before. This isn't like her first time wrestling. She's not like new to wrestling. She wrestled as Karen Q in the Mae Young Classic, so we know the girl can wrestle. But with this gimmick, she hasn't really found herself as a wrestler, if that makes sense. And so when she teamed with Dakota, it was like, okay, you know, she's improving. You can see the improvement. Let's see what she can give, you know, in other situations, I guess. And so after the Dakota Kai thing, she returned because I think Toxic Attraction attacked her, or Dakota something. And eventually she started feuding with Mandy Rose for the NXT Women's Championship. And it seemed like Wendy Choo was going to be like the next babyface because she lasted longer than Cora. And who did I say before Cora as a baby? I don't remember. Who did I say before, y'all? Zoe Stark as being like, you know, the big babyface, the next Bayley, whatever. And so when she got into the feud with Mandy Rose, it seems like everybody turned on her. They were like, I'm tired of Wendy. I am sick of Wendy. She is terrible. Like, it's like this hate train just came out of nowhere. And when she feuded with Mandy Rose, it seemed like everybody couldn't take Zoe. Not Zoe. What's her name, y'all? What is her name? Wendy. OMG. Wendy. Serious as a competitor, right? And so it seemed like they wanted more of like serious somebody like I guess fans didn't mind the gimmick, but they also wanted like Wendy to be serious, I guess. I don't know why the hate started. They were just tired of the gimmick. They're like, this is childish, this is terrible, blase, whatever. And I'm just like, OMG, like what? Like y'all sick of this girl, but then y'all want to go stand. Okay, whatever. We're all different. We're all different people. I'm not gonna say nothing, right? It's not my opinion. It's just y'all. This is what y'all was saying. And so she had her match with Mandy Rose at TakeOver. And it seemed like she was gonna get the NXT Women's Championship. Like, let's be honest. I actually thought I was rooting. I'm gonna be honest. I was rooting for Mandy because I feel like Wendy just is not ready to be champion right now. But just with the way she's been used these past couple months leading up to this, and then she had like a TakeOver special entrance, which I found really cool. What they did is that they made it look like she was dreaming. And then she was dreaming of her like torturing Toxic Attraction in her childish ways. And then she eventually would win the NXT Women's Championship. And then she would be the new NXT Women's Champion. And I was like, that's really creative. Like, that entrance was like one of the most creative entrances I've ever seen. Like, I really like Wendy's gimmicks. I feel like it's so creative. I love it. And so she did her entrance, and then Mandy Rose came out, and they had their match. And so I thought, okay, maybe Wendy's going to pull out that Karen Q in her and actually start wrestling a bit because she maybe found some styles to fit her. You've teamed up with Dakota Kai. You've been Karen Q. You've teamed with Amari Miller and faced her, I think. You know, you have some in-ring time with Kaden and Casey. You got to have something, right? And she didn't really give in the match. It's actually embarrassing to say, but Mandy Rose carried every, and I do mean every, aspect of that match, even character work. And Wendy has great character work, in my opinion. She has good character work. So it's just like, okay, I understand the ring part, kind of, not really, but because you're going against Mandy Rose. But the character work, it's just like, Wendy girl, what's going on? So Mandy really just showed, like, she proved me wrong. I'm gonna be honest. She actually like showed that she actually could wrestle a bit if she wanted to. I was like, okay, I'm manned up. You better go ahead and go on, girl. So Wendy deservingly lost to that weak bicycle knee. And now she entered a feud with Tiffany Stratton, and she deservingly lost again. And I say deservingly because I just feel like Wendy, I feel like she has the potential to be that big babyface, that next Bayley. But I feel like the reason why she is going through these current losses right now is because she's not ready right now. With Bayley, she could wrestle, and she was naturally connected with the NXT universe. And I feel like the problem with NXT is that they're trying to get a babyface who can naturally connect with the NXT universe. And Wendy Choo is like the closest thing we have to Bayley, I guess. I don't know. Maybe that's why. But there will never be another Bayley. Bayley is Bayley. Wendy is Wendy. So y'all got to stop trying to focus Wendy on trying to be Bayley and focus her being Wendy. Wendy doesn't have that natural connection like Bayley does. She has some connection, but compared to Bayley, she got nothing, all right? Let's be honest. So, do I see Wendy Choo improving? Yes. Do I see Wendy Choo getting better in the ring? Yes. Do I see Wendy Choo getting better with her character? Yes. But do I see her changing her character and going different routes with her character? Of course. It's wrestling. It's professional wrestling. And she's Asian. Our POC queens will always go through when it comes to changing the characters and improving, because that's what they do best. But at the moment, I just don't see her doing anything big or spectacular right now, because I feel like she just needs some more improvement. But that's all I have to say about Wendy Choo. I'm sorry about this video being very long, but at the same time, I'm not, because I said what I said and it needed to be said. I do think Wendy Choo will be the next big babyface in NXT, but if she's not, good luck, Charlie. I don't know what to tell y'all. But I like Wendy. I do feel like you guys overhate on her gimmick. I find it quite entertaining, if I do say so myself. And y'all always want to come at me saying this is an entertainment company, all this stuff. So I don't understand why y'all trying to drag the person who's entertaining y'all. Y'all love using that excuse when it comes to these mediocre, talentless white girls. But because it's Wendy Choo, and she has an actual gimmick that's actually entertaining, y'all want to get mad. You know what? Forget it. Y'all, oh, Jesus Christ. Y'all are something else. I might do a video on Lash Legend next, or Kaylee Ray, or Mandy, another one, just dragging her to filth. I don't know. I'll figure it out. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video as much as I did creating it. And there was something else. Oh, stream Turn It Up by CFOS, aka the creator of Bailey's iconic Babyface theme song. It is a bop, y'all. It is a bop. It outsold Beyonce. It outsold Nicki Minaj. It outsold Rihanna. Like, that song, it's still on the charts as we speak. Still the #1 hit. Don't believe me? I'll show y'all as soon as I figure out how to edit, okay?